Hello paper crafters, I'm Sunny Sky and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today we're going to make this little project using the mini treat bag thinlet. So I'm using the fresh fruit stamp set that's part of the Fruit Stand Suite, and the colors on this project, believe it or not, were actually inspired by this background paper. This is Tangerine Tango and Pear Pizzazz, and I wanted to add a neutral that would contrast, so I'm just using some basic black DSP, and this is the little thing that you open up, and the card inside, you could attach a gift card. This would be great for a wedding gift if you're going to give a gift card, baby shower, birthday, anything nice and quick and simple there. So let me show you the color, how I chose these colors. This is the Fruit Stand Designer Series paper that coordinates with the Fresh Fruit set, and you can see the Pear Pizzazz here. This is the Tangerine Tango. These are just some of the papers in this Designer Series paper. But how I got the inspiration was, if you'll notice on the back, it lists the colors that are used with this paper. And so I just chose those colors. This image that we're using was originally designed to be the peach in the set, but using the Tangerine Tango and not using the center, we're able to make it look like an orange. So for the pieces that you need to run through your Big Shot, this is what you need. This is a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. I've cut it into quarters, 6 by 6. Cut this into 6 by 6 pieces first before you do any cutting. This way you know you can fit all of your pieces on here, because it is, you have very little extra space. And if you've already cut your paper, you know you'll do it so that you can get the most out of your paper. So if you cut them into quarters and then you cut one of these quarters into 3 by 6, then these are the two pieces that you're going to use for your project. So you've got enough for a second project here. This is my mini treat bag thinlet, and you'll see there's a lot of pieces that come in this set. And so you have the front and half of the back of your treat bag, and then you have the other half, as well as these little layers that you can put in the center of the treat bag to create some holes, and we're going to use the circles today. The circles are narrow enough that you can put it in and run it through the die, run it through the Big Shot at the same time. But these others are slightly longer, and so you would need to run it back through a second time for them. The words on this are enjoy and for you, and this just resembles a piece of washi tape, which we know is kind of in right now, so you could do that, cut that out of any Designer Series paper if you wanted to use that on a project. One thing I do want to caution you about on using a paper that has a design that is not the same all the way around is make sure your paper is running the same way, or you'll end up with half of your treat bag with the paper backwards. And I'm sorry this paper is a little bit optical illusion-y when you're on the video here, but maybe we'll run it on this side. And so anyways, and the same thing on the back. This paper is upside down there, so I just want to make sure that I have all the sides correct. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and run the big one through, put my paper down, put my die down, and with this die, because there's a long straight line, it creates quite a bit of resistance against the cutter when it first goes through if you were just to put it straight on. So you want to kind of angle it. Now, if you put it in this side, there's not really a way to angle it. So I've turned it this way, and when I do that, I can just flip this corner up a little bit and bring this one down a little more. You just have to make sure that the die is on the platform. And I'm going to also put this little circle design in there as well. I've got a little scrap piece of paper from the last time I ran it through, but that will not affect the cutting. So just run this through one time. And you're all cut out. There's the finished one. And the little flap that folds up under the bottom of it. And then we just need to do our other half. Get those out of the way there. And the Big Shot is nice because you can run it from either direction. You do not have to always start from the left or always start from the right. You just crank the handle the opposite way when you're going from the opposite direction. Okay, so my pieces have been cut out, and I applied some tear and tape to both sides of my half of the back piece, and this is going to be glued here. Then you flip it over and close it up like that. But before I do that, because I have these holes in the front side, If I just put the adhesive here, you're actually going to see it through the hole on the edge. So what I did was I just sort of lined them up with each other and just cut a little notch out. It's easier, I find, to do this after you've already put the adhesive on there rather than doing 2 short pieces of adhesive. I just did 1 long piece of adhesive and then attached them there. So I'm going to just break off this short piece and line this adhesive up first. You will notice that is a taller edge and a smaller edge. That's okay. You're wanting the bottoms to match up. Let me turn it inside out here. I'm going to pull this fold up here and that will help me get it lined up just right on the edge. This break in paper comes right at the edge. Now when you go to do the top portion of it, you also have this that you need to line up, the little serrations. So you want to kind of make sure that that's lined up so that it will be even on the front and back. So I'm going to just kind of hold it in place and then I'll go ahead and get that. I'll start from this end. You know what? I think I'll just get rid of this backing and then line it up without touching it. We'll see how that works. I'm sorry I'm making it more complicated than it really is, but there you see where I've just checked that the tops are lined up and then kind of slide up the side. Okay? So see, it's easy. Okay, and then you just add some more tear and tape to the bottom. And I could have adhered this one first before adding that other tear and tape if you want. You can do all 3 pieces at the same time, then just do them all. I love this tear and tape. It is so easy to use. And this backing doesn't stick to me all staticky, and I really appreciate that. This is the end of our little mini treat bag. I mean, it's that easy to do it. So, but we do have the insert to make. And so this is a 3.5 by 5 piece of Tangerine Tango cardstock. And we're going to stamp the outline image that we're turning into an orange from our fresh fruit stamp set. I just did in the bottom right corner. And also the outline leaves from this set. There we go. And I've rounded the corners already and punched a little hole in the top. Then you'll use the thick baker's twine and run it right through there, and I have one already where I attached this little shaker tag, and I showed you this in a previous video, so there's a link here so that you can see how to do that if you haven't watched that one already. And then you just slide that right down in your treat envelope. And it will fit in a standard size medium envelope. I've stamped that with the orange as well. And this treat bag will fit right inside. Now if you're going to mail this, this is a little bit of dimension here. So what you would just do is take like a plain piece of cardstock, and you could do it in a color that coordinates, and just put it right on top of your card and slide that in, and that'll sort of protect your 3D element there. Thanks for joining me today for this fun mini treat bag project. I hope it inspired you to do some stamping. So please share this video with a friend, subscribe to my channel. If you haven't got a demonstrator already, shop on my website and have some fun crafting.